Welcome back, VC Mark here. Welcome to a series that I've been wanting to start for quite some time. I've been wanting to showcase a lot of my rarer albums, OG pressings, alternative bands. I'm going to cross genres, formats. I'd like to show some memorabilia, some rare CDs, just a bunch of items that you may not see every day. I'm going to try to keep the videos under 10 minutes. I'm going to get started with a band that meant and still means a lot to me, Alice in Chains. I'm going to start out with their third studio album, self-titled, but a lot of folks refer to this album as Tripod. This was released in 1995. Like all of their albums, it's just filled with great music. Grind, Again, Heaven Beside You. I thought it was their darkest album, lyrically and sonically, very emotional. Again, the last one with Lane, and Lane was someone really special to me. I just really connected with him. Sometimes when you fall in love with the band, it's not just the music, but the musicians as well. It's like, oh, okay, I found, my people. These are people that I can connect with. And Lane was one of those people for me. The band was comprised of 4 very talented musicians: Lane Staley, vocalist, guitarist; Jerry Cantrell, lead guitar, vocalist as well; Mike Inez on bass. Mike started on woodwind instruments in high school, transitioned to guitar and then bass. Sean Kinney on drums, just a phenomenal drummer. He's not really spoken to as much as the other guys from his generation, but he is fantastic. This is one of my favorite recordings of all time, my favorite MTV Unplugged. I went back and forth between a bunch of them, but I think this is truly my favorite. So sad in many respects because it would be Lane's last, or one of his last performances with the band. I think they toured briefly with Kiss after that, but really this is truly their last great performance. I think their greatest performance. Some bands, let's say Rage Against the Machine, I don't think their music would translate as well in an acoustic setting. Alice in Chains, it was just elevated, and I think that's because of the lyrics of Lane and Jerry. You can see that 3,500 people want this album, only 1,800 people own it. Sealed between 800 and 1,000. A lot of the bands from the 90s were insistent that their music be released on vinyl. I'm going to speak to a few songs that really mean a lot to me. One is Nutshell, and as I was listening to the performance, I just jotted down a bunch of notes. It's such a sense of longing, so melancholy. Jerry's guitar playing is just gorgeous. The lyrics are incredible. My gift of self is raped. My privacy is raked. I'm sure that's how a lot of these musicians felt, a lot of these alternative guys that were suddenly thrust into the spotlight. Mike Inez's bass playing on the MTV performance is sensational. I love the sound of that bass. Them Bones from the original recording just hit you with such force right out of the gate. One of my favorite tracks. Back when the music was released, I could really identify with a lot of the angst, especially with bands like the Pumpkins, Alice, Nirvana, just really not knowing my place, not really finding a road yet in my life that I was going to follow. Just really important music to me. Don't Follow is another one of my favorite Alice in Chains songs. Just a beautiful song. The vocals are amongst the most soulful. Some of the simplest lyrics are the most telling and the most powerful. There's a line in that song, "Hey, I ain't never coming home." Especially after Lane's death, just is a really powerful statement. I think the final straw for Lane was when his girlfriend, Demery Perot, passed away. He just never really recovered from that, and it was just a really slow decline for him until the end. As I get older, this music means even more to me. The memories of just being young and being with friends and listening to this great music, it's truly something special. I really hope you enjoy this first video and return for more in the series. Stay safe.